guys, welcome to Gardening for Cheap with your host, me, Rachel. And today I am going to share with you, it's kind of like a crossbreed between an aquaponic system and I think it's called a pop bottle garden. A guy that named Larry Hall from Brainerd, Minnesota, he has this what he calls rain gutter grow system and grow bag system, and he has a few other little systems that he's kind of created or made better. And I have watched his videos for a couple years now, and he has this thing called a pop bottle garden. Well, when I saw that, I'm like, that got me to thinking, because I've been looking into aquaponics for a while. I don't know if you guys know what aquaponics is. It's where you take plants and you basically raise them with fish, like an aquarium or a big fish tank, and you run that fish water through the plants and the plants grow. And there's different mediums to grow the plants in. They have the pebbles, the clay pebbles that the plants can float in or grow in, and then they have like a styrofoam, almost like a tray or a mat that has holes that you grow your plants in that, and they just float on the water or above the water. It's a pretty cool system. If anybody knows me, they know that for, I guess, the last 8 years, I've had this dream of having my own land, an acre or two, nothing major. 5 would be nice, but I'm not greedy. I want to have my own little ranch, and I want to be self-sufficient. Well, one of the things that crosses my mind is how to grow food in the wintertime, because, you know, this is Texas, and I do have an extended growing season, but there is a few months that we can't really grow anything. I guess between November and February, maybe March on some bad ones. But that's 5 months that you still need food. And so I've researched on ways to get around that, greenhouses, underground greenhouses, and earthship homes, and all kinds of stuff. And aquaponics is definitely one of the things that I definitely want to try. But when I saw Larry Hall's pop bottle garden, it gave me an idea. Because basically, you can go to, I'll leave a link in this video and on my blog and on my Facebook group page on how to get to his, and you can see for yourself how he made it. And that's exactly, I followed his step to the T, except for the floater, because I really didn't need a floater for it, because my water stays constant because I have fish in it. I don't have it hooked up to a rain barrel or anything, and you can do that. But since I wanted this in the house, in front of a window, I figured I didn't really need that. I just keep water in it. And I did research, and aerating the water grows the plants healthier, and you still need nutrients. And I thought, you know, this would be a cool aquarium, because I have seen the little aquariums that are aquaponic systems they use for betta fish and stuff like that. This is just kind of my little version of it, and I wanted to share it with y'all today. In a few weeks, I'm going to make a mini one for basically a seed starter. And I don't know if I'm just going to change the top where my bottles are for my big one, or if I'm just going to make a whole separate one. But anyhow, I'll do a video and show you exactly how I do it. And like I always say, these aren't how-to videos. These are how I do it videos. But I wanted to give a shout out to Larry Hall. Man, you're awesome. And you have great ideas, and I've learned a lot from you. So keep up the good work. And y'all should go check out his website, growbaggardensystems.com. I'll have a link to that too. It's pretty nifty, the things that he's come up with to keep from having to water so much. Water conservation. So I hope you all enjoy. Here we go. Here we go. Do you see my fishies? Already at work. I have 8 minnows. And where is it? There he is. I have 3 of those. They're called a koi cat. Well, they have a longer scientific name, but koi cat's easier to say. And they've been cleaning my tank because it got pretty dirty. Doesn't take long for sun to create algae. There is my filter. Actually, I have 2 filters for this, because the first one I built wasn't nearly this big, so I had bought this one. But when I got this one, I had that from a previous tank that I just didn't throw away, so I put it together, because this one's for 10, that one's for, I think, a 5 or 10, and this is like, actually I think this is 15 and that one's 10. Together make 25, and that's about what this is. But here we go as we back up. Bam. My basil plant, tomato plant, 2 black-eyed pea plants. I want to come up closer. This basil plant, I had trimmed top off here and here where my 2 fingers are 2 weeks ago. See how much it's grown? I have the cuttings, I put them in a glass. The cuttings, I put them in glass and let them develop roots, and then I have them in dirt outside right now. My tomato plant, it's just a few weeks old, maybe 3. Here's the most amazing thing. These 2 black-eyed pea plants, I planted them the same time I planted those back there in those little cups in that little tray back there. Same time, same day, same hour, same water, same soil. Everything was the same except for that went into the aquaponic system and that went into containers. See how much the difference is. That's why I love my little aquaponic slash pop bottle self-watering little system. That, and I love the fish. They're kind of relaxing. And I turned off my fan. But usually I have my fan on, blowing right on them. So here's the fan. I'll turn it back on here in a minute, right before I end this video. A little trick. A lot of people, when they start their seeds indoors, they have to put them outside and bring them back in, put them outside, bring them back in to get them, I guess, weather ready, I guess I should say, because their stems are weak. But you see how strong mine are. All of them are that way. And it was just by accident that I learned that. It's because I always have this fan, usually pointed at me. But after I get up, I turn it and put it on them. So all day long, they're in a wind tunnel, so to speak. They're getting sun, water, and wind. So when it comes time to transplant these babies outside, they'll go right out there. That tomato plant, I'll show you the tomato plant that I started just like this, that's out there. I didn't have to get it ready for it. I just put it directly from in here to out there. So in a couple weeks, I'm going to build me a mini one of these systems just for seeds, starting seedlings. And instead of using the 2-liter bottles, I'm just going to use regular 20-ounce bottles. And that way I can line up a lot more of them. In fact, I might just change out this lid altogether and do that. Because, you know, I'm kind of restricted for room. But I wanted to find a way to grow in the winter. And this is what I've come up with. When I get my own place, I'll just do it on a larger scale. Bigger fish. And bigger containers. But that way you can have aquaponics grown in soil. So you're getting double the nutrients. There you go. The tomato plant I show you guys a lot. I'm really proud of it. It's the one that I started in the aquaponic system. And I had the wind blowing on it constantly. When I transplanted it. Yeah, now that the plant's gone over. I paused it for that. Didn't want to hurt y'all's ears. But I didn't have to bring it outside and bring it back in and make it, I think it's called hardiness, make it ready or whatever. I planted it straight out to the garden. Because with it growing in front of that fan, the stems were, it was just ready. And you see how well it done. Check out these babies. They're hidden down there. I got 3 there. I got a couple, there's a couple there. A bunch of little blooms. It did not take long for this plant to grow. This plant is already over 4 feet tall. And I started it in that aquaponic system. In fact, this little plant, or this this tomato plant, I planted when it was only about 6 inches tall. When I planted those back there, which you can see one I've already lost because of blight. I have to get rid of that today if it doesn't rain, because we've got a lot of rain. But you see those back there. It's about 4 feet tall, but it was like 2 feet taller than that one when I planted it, and that one's already caught up to it and producing more fruit. But I do have one on there so it's gonna come off. But yep, that's how awesome. So, and my potatoes, need to put some more dirt on those soon. Ooh, babies. Succession planting. They're a couple weeks apart. That way I can harvest them a few weeks, almost probably a month apart. So I'll have a supply of potatoes. That's what I was kind of trying to do with the tomato plants. But that one, these back here didn't grow as fast as the one that was started in an aquaponic system. And that one is going to get replaced with that little one that's already in the system that I just showed you guys. That's what's going to go there. And then black-eyed pea plants, they're going to go out here somewhere. I know they'll kind of be aggressive, so I have to kind of watch where I plant them. And that's it, that zucchini plant that's had vine borers twice. I'm not even sure if it doesn't have it again, but it hasn't died on me, so. And I got the baby ones. They're doing pretty good. My onions and beets and garlic are doing pretty good. The only thing that didn't do very well this year was my corn, but considering they were flattened twice by 2 different storms, I can't complain. And my carrots, I might have to try to do those again. They're just not getting it. Maybe it's the container's too hot. Oh, here comes another plane. Anyhow, that's the update. Thanks for checking it out. It's awesome. I love my tomato plant. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I love my little system. It's kind of relaxes me when I'm in my room at night, helps me sleep, gives me food, and makes me grow fast, as you can see. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And I'll have links to my blog, and we'll have daily or maybe weekly updates. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Peace. God bless. Rock on.